Wow. Oh, I just wish that every one of you could stand where I'm standing and see what I see. And the speakers that will be up here will have that opportunity. And I'm telling you, this is amazing. Mary, how proud are we about this? Cheryl, it was a long time coming, but we got it done. And I've got to tell you, those of us, and I want to say thank you so much for your thank yous to me. But I want you to know that in the beginning, we didn't think it was hard. We just thought it was necessary. We just knew the job had to get done, and we loved it. But we did it to lay the groundwork. But what is happening right now, as Glenn so well laid out, is the job the leadership team in this room has done. And I applaud you for that. And I tell you, you don't even know how much we respect what you do every day and expect from you the best of you that you can give us. I want to congratulate you for being here. Just hearing Glenn talk about, since the last meeting, what's happening, didn't that thrill you that you were here to hear that report? And you didn't have to wait? But the thing that I know, it costs money, it takes time away from a family. When a woman makes a commitment to an event like this, it's just a little bit different. And you made that commitment, and I congratulate you for doing it. I promise you it's going to be worth it, every minute of it. But I also want to tell you that you're about to hear from the best women leaders in the world of business today. We're leading the way in growing businesses, just as Glenn gave you the stats, in a way that's unprecedented in American business and Canadian business. You guys are doing something right now, and you're a part of something that positions you for true greatness. And I'm just so thrilled that you're here to take part in what we're doing. And I want you to know that you're building it big, and you're building it fast, and you're building it to last, because we're doing the right things with the promotions. When I saw the percentage of district leaders, it thrilled me. And I want everyone in here to know that you're not going to hear from one speaker that didn't earn their way to this stage by doing the things that caused those stats to take place. The women leaders that you'll hear from today are beyond my ability to describe the value to you. So I want you to take good notes. And I want to tell you one thing, this is my little instruction to you. Have one sheet of paper off to the side of your notes, and every time you hear a word that rings in your ear or makes your heart flutter, write that word down separately. And when you go back, review those words. They're going to impact you. Words are powerful. And I've already heard a lot of words from Glenn. So what I wanted to do was make my talk to you this morning about becoming a builder. The key to greatness is to become a builder. And a lot of you are already doing that. There are some giants in this room. There are women who've built RVPs and multiple RVPs, RVPs who've built RVPs. And that's becoming a great builder. But it starts with you. I always wish when I have a chance to speak to you that I could talk to you individually. I'm one of those people that would rather sit down with you in the living room and talk about your business, your numbers. But I'm going to talk about those things from the stage, and you've got to take it that this is about you, the woman in the mirror. I want you to get up every morning and and I know you do, all of us have mirrors. We may not have some things we want, but I promise you we've got a couple of mirrors in our house. And I want you to take a look in that mirror and know that the person that's going to make the difference is not your upline, it's not your downline, it's not your mom or your dad or your sister, your friends, it's you. And this is the you business. This is your time. And it's your time for greatness, to become a builder. And as I look at becoming a builder, I think the things we have to focus on is growth. You've got to make a note to yourself. I'm going to give you just a few words, and these should be notes to you, to the woman in the mirror. Focus on growth. Growth in your size of your team, growth in your income, growth in the income of your people. Growth is absolutely, I think it's been said already, if you're not growing, you're dying. This is a time for growth like never before, exponential growth between now and the convention. And you determine what that means to you. What do I have to do to show growth every week? I never wait till the end of the month to measure myself. I measure myself on a daily and weekly basis. I look at my team on a daily and weekly basis. It never gets too big. It never gets old. You know, I guarantee you, Cheryl is a well-known figure in this room, and I'm so blessed to have her as part of my team. But I want to tell you something. I don't talk to hardly anybody in this room more than I talk to Cheryl Bartlett. You know, I work with Gurpreet as a mentor. Gurpreet and I talk a lot. The people that are building the businesses want to stay focused on the right stuff, and we need to have team effort in that, and that's called team power. That's what I consider it, Cheryl. And so growth, using the law of high numbers. You can't recruit everybody you talk to if you think you can. I've had people say, I'm going to quit the business before they start because they talked to 3 people that said no. You know, you got to talk to hundreds of people. Let me tell y'all a number. If Frances Avrett was starting today, and knowing what I know now and what I have developed for my family because of this company, I would take 5,000 no's and know it going in to get to where I am. The no's are not going to kill you. They're just going to lead you to the ones that will. And I want you to know that the law of high numbers works at every level. I want you to recruit deep and wide and deep. Personal and depth. And guess who's responsible for that? It's not just your job to recruit personally, it's your job to help your people recruit. You're the leader, so you do that through overlapping leadership. Another word, understand that you overlap with the people on your team, and that helps build the depth of your business. Your business needs to have width and depth. And when that happens, explosions take place. That's how businesses grow exponentially. You're responsible for those 2 things. And then, how many times do we hear this when we turn on our POL or we listen to Glenn or the leader speak? We need more codes. The company's looking for 150,000. You better figure out how many you're needing. You need to make sure that the code numbers in your business, your base, your team, your RVPs, the entire hierarchy matters. You're responsible to keep that focus. Now, you can't go out there and make every RVP or every base shop leader or every person you recruit go get a code, but I guess what you can do, you can make it so exciting to get a code. You can congratulate people when they do. You can make it a focus, and your focus in your business, remember, this is the business of you, the woman in the mirror. The woman in the mirror is going to decide how codes grow for your business. That's how you grow distribution. Distribution only comes from building codes. And then you focus on your income. How's your income growing? I had a rule that I lived by for a long time, and I was the most unhappy woman on the planet when my income took a dip, even for a month. I wanted the side-by-side of last time to this time to have a growth. I see growth in your money. You came here to build a business, to build financial independence, to build successful people, to leave a legacy. And it only comes from managing the growth of your income. All of the things I mentioned will lead to that. So your income growth is vitally important to what's going to happen to you between now and the convention and the coming years. So focus on it. And all of this together gives you a chance to leave a legacy, to build teams of leaders, teams of potential RVPs and RVPs growing. This gives you a chance to have a legacy for your family that can go on for generations. Our company was built for you to own your business one day. And if you're an owner, I congratulate you now. And what I want to tell you is grow the size of that business so your ownership has huge value that will pass on for the generations. See, what I want you to know is that we're in a time right now that the things I just mentioned are so available for you. It's so easy to do that. The hard part, and people ask me, well, what is the gotcha? My answer to that question, I don't care if it's a brand new person that just listened to a great opportunity and says, this is too good to be true. I said, yeah, there is a gotcha. The gotcha is the man or woman in the mirror. The problem is there's no gotchas in our system. The system works. The people work the system. I challenge every woman in this room to grow your legacy, to build a business that you're proud of, to get up every day and know that you did the work that it takes to get the job done. And you have work to do. Every one of us have work to do. But the work is so rewarding. You know, nobody told us this was going to be easy. They just told us it was going to be worth it. And you know, there are times in our career as a woman, and I want to kind of close out with these thoughts. As a mother of 5 and a wife and somebody that had a great life that was taken away because of medical expenses and the times that we lived in, and I want to tell you that when I found Primerica, the hope that it gave me for a bright future was beyond anything I can describe. I'm happy I got a phone call at 11:30 one Sunday night. I was on somebody's list. Who have you left off of your list? You know, I did get the call. How many people have you failed to call that's on your list? And had that call not come in on Sunday night, I wouldn't be here because I had an appointment to sign a 3-year non-compete contract with another insurance company. I was not happy about that contract, but it was the best I had been offered. That call at 11:30 saved me from a 3-year non-compete, and I'm here today. Now, thank you. The message in that is, don't leave people off of your list. And when you put them on the list, make the phone call. You know what? What if he'd have said, well, it's too late at night. I'll call tomorrow. Call now. Procrastination cost you. The woman in the mirror is in charge of the growth of your business. And that's the story that led me to a life I couldn't describe. I couldn't even imagine. Today, our family business is, you know, our whole family has been involved at some point or another, and my story is that all of those sad things that happened in the early days, and God answered my prayer and gave me a chance, and hope was brought into my life, and a company gave me a chance to do something I never thought possible. And today, our family knows that anything is possible through prayer. People ask me, how did you stay through the tough times? Because I prayed for a business. I prayed for an opportunity, and I knew when I saw it that it was the right one. I believe God answers prayers, and I followed that. Every time diversity happened, I remembered that I had to have faith that the God that gave me the chance, the opportunity, was the same God that would take me through the obstacles. And the obstacles were not easy. You know, I lost my husband later. I knew it would happen. My son died suddenly. I've gone through cancer, type 1 diabetic, illnesses in our family, accidents. But let me tell you something, folks. You are stronger than all of that with your faith. I challenge the women in this room to become all you can be. Build a company you're proud of. Compete with yourself for a while. You can always be competitive with your friends, and believe me, the leadership in the women's organization is very competitive, but every one of the women know that at the end of the day, it's up to the woman in the mirror. Have a great meeting. You're in for a treat, and we're going to do something very special.
My name is Yare Perez. I came from Cuba 11 years ago in search of a way to help my family. As everyone knows, Cuba is a very poor country where your only future is to live poor and die poor. God gave me the opportunity to come to this country, which I respect and honor by being a hard worker. As a new immigrant, I started working at Dunkin' Donuts and gradually grew to become regional manager. However, I feel frustrated because I still couldn't achieve the goals I came to this country for, which was to help my family, especially my parents. I'm from Naranjo hierarchy. Primerica came through a friend who asked me to help me with the 3x3, everybody knows that. And it was my coach Miguel Illich who presented me this amazing opportunity and recruited me. The most important things I want to share today is that if he hadn't shown me the simple way to do this business, I wouldn't be here today. The fact it was so simple, it made me believe, first, that I could do it too, and second, I could duplicate it. Once you learn to duplicate the system, you can develop leaders who are going to help you to build your business. Let's understand something. You need to become not just good, but excellent at your business. The rest, you can be learned along the way. As you see in that slide, okay, that's the only thing that we focus on. Okay, first, you need to set up a lot of appointments. Everybody knows how to set up appointments here, right? Then you have to recruit people, a lot of people. How many? I don't know, a lot, okay? Training at the kitchen table, as soon as they recruit it, tell them to bring you to your family, to their family, a home market. And then you need to get them licensed. That's when you finish the job here in Primerica, when you're training them and you get them licensed, okay? This is our track record. If you see how we grow our income through codes, okay? If you see in 2018 was my first year, if you see my income and my codes, okay? I become RVP. In 2019, I left a solid replacement with 67 license code, and then I grew the code again that years, okay? The next year, if you see my code with my income, and then 22K with 200 codes, and then 22, the income was 300 with 300 codes, and the last one, and we're gonna finish with 600,000 at 600 codes this year. As I mentioned in the slide before, okay, create leaders who are going to help you to build your system, okay? And then duplicate them. We have 8 regional leaders of whom couldn't be more proud. Our budget is over 100 by 100, and the only way to achieve those numbers is by having many people in the field who are as good as you, okay? This is our track record in Primerica. We build it with the sole purpose of showing those who come after us they can do it too. All of you can, okay? If you see, there we was the top MVP, the future twice, okay? Returning in MIT as a speaker, okay? Our career cash is more than $1 million in 6 years. We promote the first RVP in 14 months, 3-time speaker in Women in Primerica, 2 ringwear, 1 watch, and we're gonna have that $1 million at the convention. To conclude, I want to express my gratitude for never giving up. When you quit Primerica, you are not quitting Primerica, you are quitting on your dreams. I stay, and I work hard to change the life of not only my family, but the life of all the people who believe in me. My question to you women today is, are you willing to stay? Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. See you at the top.
Ladies, I need you to really focus as I give you this message. This message is really not coming from me, okay? Someone gave me a question to ask you. And I want you guys to write this question down. And I want you to make sure that you answer the question before the event ends. So write it down on a sheet of paper, a new sheet of paper, write the question down. So the question is, when are you going to let her out? So I know you're all looking around wondering, let who out? Who is trapped? where is she trapped and what does that have to do with me? But you all know who she is, don't you? She's been with you all of these years. She's been your best friend. You remember her, don't you? You remember when you were bold, fearless, uninhibited, had big dreams that people laughed at, but you didn't care? You remember her, don't you? Well, she asked me to remind you that she still exists. She said that you have buried her in layers and layers of fear, layers and layers of excuses, layers and layers of doubt. And she says she's so tired of being hidden. And she said that you will never have the best version of yourself if you keep hiding her. So she asked me to ask you to let her out. And ladies, as we're here and you're thinking about that you inside, the best version of yourself that needs to be released, she said she understood, and she currently still understands why you do what you did. She said that you want to conform. You want to fit up with everybody else. So you've taken the path most traveled, the beaten path, the path of average, the path of mediocrity, the path of just over broke, when you know darn well that's not the life she chose for you. So the question is, when are you going to let her out? She asked me to let you know that it's so important that she gets released because she's seen so many women die and get buried, and she was never released. And they never fulfilled their best lives. They never left the legacy that they were ordained to leave. So she's asking me, she's begging me to beg you to let her out. But she said, listen, I want you to give the ladies the keys. Because oftentimes they want to release her, but they just don't have the keys. So she asked me to give you 5 keys. If you're ready for the 5 keys to free the inner best version of yourself, I want you to say, I'm ready. All right, I know you're ready. So key number 1, she said belief. Your greatness is trapped inside of you because you refuse to believe that you're meant for greatness. You refuse to believe that God put something special inside of you. So she wants me to tell you that there are 3 layers of belief. First, there's a belief in God. Believe that God puts you here because he wants to take you to a whole higher level. Then you got to believe in the company. And man, the highest belief has to be the belief in yourself. Man, when you fall down, just get back up. I say this all the time, that falling is mandatory, but staying down is optional. So what are you going to do when you fall down? Man, show me one great woman. Show me one great success story where the woman hasn't fallen flat on her face in embarrassment, but got right back up. Because she has a mission to accomplish. You have a mission to accomplish. You got to believe. Key number 2, you got to have a vision. See, you got to see it so clearly. And you got to see it with your mind's eyes before you see it with your physical eyes. Remember that the you right now is what your thoughts created years ago. And remember that the you in the future is what you are currently thinking right now. It's a canvas. You have a canvas. You create your life, ladies. You create your life. What are you painting on that canvas every single day? Are you painting doubt? Are you painting fear? Are you painting mediocrity? What are you painting? So I want you to get up and have the vision of who you can be. And then number 3, work ethic. But I strongly believe that when you have a compelling vision and when you have an unshakable belief, then the work ethic is non-negotiable. When you have those two things, you get up earlier than everybody else. You don't watch the clock like somebody else said, and you go to work. But she asked me to let you know that you're gonna have to work a little bit harder, that you're gonna have to get up a little bit earlier because she's screaming to be released, and your work ethic can help release her. Are you guys hearing me today? So the next thing that she wants you to understand, guys, is that you have to have the right perspective. How are you seeing things when the recruit quits? Are you seeing, oh my gosh, the recruit quits, my world is over? Or are you seeing, man, the recruit quits, thank you, Lord, it's time for them to go because there's room for more people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So you have to understand that you must have the right perspective. And then number five, you gotta embrace the journey and stay grateful. Guys, this is a journey. This is a journey. Embrace the journey. Learn in the process. Stay grateful. You gotta apply urgency, but don't get discouraged with delay. I understand that you wanted to get where you're going faster, but understand that on the journey to your success, there's going to be potholes of failure. But it's just on the journey, it's not the destination. You have to pass through that in order for you to get to the destination. I want you to stay grateful, stay thankful, get up every single day and say, thank you, God, that I have another shot. Man, I'm so grateful that I have a shot. Are you grateful that you have a shot? Yeah. I'm so grateful that I can be a woman, a $1 million earner, creating $1 million earners, that you can be a woman, a $1 million earner, creating $1 million earners. Be grateful and understand the journey. Understand that it's a process. Ladies, this is a big one, so please make sure that you're paying attention. Your journey is what God gave you. So stay in the lane that God ordained you to drive in. Stop looking at somebody else's journey. You're focusing so much on what in somebody else's journey, somebody else's lane, that you're not even driving your car straight, baby. Your journey is supposed to be an inspiration for somebody else. So enjoy the process. Now, the last thing that she wants me to tell you guys is that you got this. She said, you got this. So if you strongly believe that you got this, a shot to become the best version of yourself, and if you're ready to release your inner greatness, I want you guys to do me a favor. Stand up. Do me a favor. Stand up. Only the people who are ready to release their inner greatness, I want you to stand up right now, and I want you to high five the person to your right, and I want you to say, you got this. Then I want you to high five the next person, and I want you to say, I got this. Ladies, let's go do something great.
Okay. Yeah. Is there Canadians in the house? Y a-tu des Québécoises dans la salle? Oh yeah. I'm happy to represent my team, the We Are One. I'm happy to be here, finally free from coming here, right? When I started this business, I was 38 weeks pregnant from my second one, and this is me in this picture with my 5 weeks old, just getting district elite promotion we did in 1 week. He was 5 weeks old. I was breastfeeding. It is my second one, and we did 10 kitchen kitties. You can see my French brains coming in. 10 kitchen table in 1 week, and from that we had 5 directs, 8 live sales, and 176,000 in investments. So that was my started. That's what was when I started. I'm gonna breathe.
So it was completely illogical to start a business with a newborn. But I had to follow my gut. Success is not a logical thing. So I had to follow my soul, but what I saw is a balanced business. So when I got licensed, what I did is a balanced business. So sometimes people ask me, well, Fanie, how you do to have a balanced business? I'm wondering to myself, how do you do for not doing it? I mean, everything is there on the kitchen table, and we come from a business whose the philosophy of Art Williams was buy term and invest the difference. So let's say if we're not doing it all. I mean, let's say you're in a business of selling makeup, and the only thing you're selling is powder face. Whitney, what do you think about that? You know? And let's say you see a guy, what do you think about that guy who's going to the gym and have big pecs and big arms, look like he's walking with oranges under his arms, you know? And you look down and he's framed on a needle with his legs. So having a balanced business allowed me to have a balanced life, more balanced life. But it provided me with a greater income without less license in my base shop. For an example, last month we did 33 recruits by 34 in premium and $700,000 in investment. How you did with that? I did investment. I have 50 million in asset under management. I have 6 personal. So recruit, filtering, license, promote, do the whole job at the kitchen table. And what it will leave to my family. So I want you to know that kids are growing up. It's been 15 years, and he looks that way now. I was so happy that my boys are taller than me, okay? Growth. Frances, you told us to write down words, growth. This is growth. So I just want to let you notice that in life you will face adversity. And how you do anything is how you do everything, right? You can see me in that picture at 5 years old. I was playing only and always with horse, and this is me right now. But I bought my first horse, I was 30, yes. So I bought my first horse, I was 38 years old, and I knew nothing about it. And I bought the first one, he was a colt at 1 year. And everybody told me that I shouldn't buy a colt without any experience. But I fell in love with that horse. It was illogical to buy that horse. But I followed my heart, and you can show last pictures if you want, but yes. So if I listened to that person, because one person told me 3 times to sell that horse because he was too dangerous for me. And now we are like this. So who do you listen to? Do you listen to the people that are saying that you shouldn't succeed here? You know what I mean? So Primerica allowed us to build a business within a big business, And I don't know about you, but since the last years, the world is messed up, right? Crazy things happening. So I want to build with this company, I want to build independence for my family, so I created my own world in this world. And you know what? On Thursday evening, God sent me an illogical woman in front of me on the elevators. So, and she said me something, and I'm gonna say you the game plan that she said to me. So God sent me Mary Walker, and she's like, Fanie, so happy to see you. How's your business going? And I said, well, we just promoted our 4th RVP last month. And she said, okay, here's what you're gonna do. And she goes, you're gonna promote 50 RVPs in the next 5 years. You're gonna be responsible for 7, and you're gonna tell to your hierarchy they are responsible for 43 people. It's completely illogical, and that's why we're gonna do it. This is an illogical business. Go back home and do illogical things. Follow your heart, people. Thank you.
Ladies, can we stand up for a second? I know y'all are getting anxious. Can we stand up? I want you to repeat after me. When I look good, I feel good. And when I feel good, I play good. And when I play good, it's all good. Have a seat. That was good. That was good. You know, they talked about building. We've heard all the greats talk about building it. And so let's have a conversation about that. You know, a salesman does a KT and says, look how great I am. A builder does a KT and says, look how easy that was. A salesman listens and trains on Tom Hopkins, and a builder listens to and trains on Art Williams. A salesman office is stocked and always clean, and a builder's office is always dirty and we're out of everything. A salesman says, wow, I have so much flexibility. And a builder says, wow, I have so much freedom. A salesman focuses on people for transactions, and a builder focuses on people for transformations. A salesman says, this business has changed my life. But a builder says, this business has changed me and my people's lives. A salesman shows up late and leaves early. And a builder shows up early and leaves late. A salesman chases money, and a builder chases size. A salesman improves on their products while builders self-improve. A salesman trains on products and sales skills, and a builder trains on promoting and people skills. A salesman says, why go to op? There's nothing new tonight, right? A builder says, I can't wait for op. I have new guests tonight. A salesman says and thinks about me, and builders speak French. We say oui. A salesman talks up and brands Primerica, Vivint, Invesco, and everyone else. And builders talk up and brand their leaders, right, and their team. A salesman says, I'll do this appointment on Zoom. Driving, what a waste of my time. A builder meets in person, says, yes, I'll drive to you. What a great investment of my time. Who wants to be builders in the room? Anybody? So a few just simple tips, just simple. But one, it's just simple, just energy and excitement. Right? You gotta have energy, you gotta have an excitement, you gotta have belief. You gotta walk around, you just can't be dead and dull. You gotta have something to you. People have to look at you and go, man, they have something that I don't have, right? I think you gotta stay light. I think you gotta watch your meals throughout the day. I think you gotta eat light, stay light. And every now and then, I see people eating a big stack of pancakes in the morning. And I go, what do you think you're about to accomplish after that, besides take a nap, right? You gotta stay light. You gotta dress to impress. Y'all do a great job in here. But you gotta dress to impress. Ladies, do your hair. You know, I'm not a fan of the wet bun. It's wet. Which shows that I hurried up and I figured out how to be here. You know, I think it'd be really tough for someone to quit their job and follow you if you can't even blow dry your own hair. You gotta look good so you feel good. We're not gonna go through all that again, but y'all get it. You gotta put makeup on, ladies. I'm telling you, you gotta put some makeup on. And I'm not saying you gotta cake it on like I do, but you better put some makeup on. Put it on. Your cheeks gotta be a little rosy, your lips gotta look different than your face. There's gotta be some contrast. You can't just be blah. And some of you guys go, I look better natural. No, you don't. No, you don't. Someone lied to you. They lied. They lied. Let me have 5 minutes. I'll show you what's up, okay? Whoever told you it's better natural, they lied to you. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Don't beg. We don't beg anybody, ladies. The ball is in your court. Keep it simple. Have daily goals. And daily goals, I love getting people to go out and get a bunch of numbers, but get sets. Schedule things. You know, you gotta get results. No one cares that you tried really hard. Your family doesn't care, your kids don't care, your grandkids don't care that at one point in your life, you did something and you tried. You have to do, losers try, winners do. You have to schedule, book it, not just, I got this many today, schedule it. Have daily goals, yes? See, at the end of the game, no one goes up with the mic to the player that just hustled a lot but scored no points. No one goes up to the guy or girl and goes, hey, I saw you hustled a lot, you ran a lot, you're really sweaty, you scored no points and you lost the game. Tell us how you're feeling, right? You have to score. You have to make a basket. You have to get results, yes? Okay. Let me tell you, you're gonna get rejection. It's gonna happen. Right? Babies cry, just things hurt after a hard workout, you're gonna get rejection. You're gonna get told things. You know, I get people that go, I just can't handle, well, start handling it. Understand it's gonna happen. People are gonna say crazy things, yes? Right? I mean, if we're really honest, because I don't think the issue is that we want $100. I think the issue is that people don't have it, yes? And that's the issue that we're talking about. Guys, leadership is needed more than ever. And let me tell you, leadership is tough. Leadership is rewarding and it's demanding. Leadership is an honor and it's frustrating. It's fulfilling and it's draining. And at times it's the best and at times it's the worst. At times it's so easy, but at others it's so hard. At times it's winning, and at others it's you're losing. At times it's dreadful, but at times it's so fun, right? At times it's a game changer, and at times it's like a game failure. At times it's hopeful, and sometimes you feel hopeless. It's relentless, but it's leadership. And that's what we're being called on. More than ever, I think, ever in the history of just the world, our company, and as women in Primerica. You know, to come to something like this, a life-changing event. See, the difference of us and a lot of the women legends that are all sitting up front, which is such an honor for me to speak in front of them today, you know, is that we didn't leave an event like this and go, oh, that was pretty interesting. Where are we going to eat? We left and said, that's life-changing. We knew this was our shot. So I'm here to tell you, man, shame on you to come here and not get all your goals, all your dreams, and do everything for your kids and everything that you've ever wanted for you. Like, shame on you to sit in a room like this and not take every nugget, spend every bit getting everything you need this weekend. Because I believe this is the event that will change everything. Do you believe it? And if we're honest, if we're really honest, you know this is your shot. You know this is it for you. I've never been offered a shot. I got offered it once, Primerica, and I've never been offered a shot ever again. Thank God I took this 15 years ago. Some of y'all act like there's just opportunity leaping out everywhere. This is it, and you know it. Let's go build something big. That's what we were put here to do. You know, in life, you're either going to be a recruiter or you're going to be recruited. You're going to be a recruiter for your own goals and your own dreams, or you will be recruited to go build somebody else's. Those who have no goals and dreams, I promise you they just work for those who do. And I know you have goals. We have goals too. And it is time to take it to another level. And I can't think of a bigger honor than to be your teammate. Let's go win. Let's go get it done. Love you guys.
This is an award that we only give out at this meeting. And This is to show the influence that she's had on this organization and the legacy that she's started, and we will continue to travel on. Barbara King influenced the lives of thousands of people. She helped build Primerica from its very beginning. She was a mentor to countless leaders in the field, the home office, and her community. She was courageous, loyal, and very well respected among us all. Barbara King will never be forgotten, and it is my honor to award the Barbara King Legacy Award to a well-deserved person, field leader, an example for all of us to follow. Lisa M. Jones.
Let me tell you, when she was reading about Barbara King, I was standing over there with Lisa Brown and Karen Hutto saying, I miss Barbara. She was absolutely amazing. And I never forget getting a call from her, Cheryl, saying, Lisa, every time I talk to somebody, you have just left their state. And I need you to stop speaking for a while. And so on, but I am truly honored. You know, sometimes you don't know that people are watching. I know that for 28 years, I've been loyal, I've been faithful, I've been an advocate for Primerica. I am the girl that if you come up against the company I represent, then I'm willing to fight. I am the one who trusts the home office and believe that they have my best interests at heart. I am the one that appreciates the leadership. I appreciate all that we have in Glenn Williams. I appreciate Camilla Cutler for what she does, and I can tell you, I don't even know what she does because I call her for everything. I am the one that I appreciate, Julie. I appreciate all of these workers at the home office because they are so loyal to us in the field and they do everything they can to make the opportunity better for us. And I tell you, to receive this award has touched me in a space that hadn't been touched in a long time. I am truly honored. Thank you guys so much for considering me. When I think about some of my experiences in life, when I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, it took me 4.5 years to get myself together. I remember writing my resignation letter. I remember the great Ivan Earl, when I gave him the resignation letter, he said, "We will not accept this." I could not see myself coming back to this opportunity. I was under so much warfare, the enemy had his way with my mind. And so I could no longer see it in my spirit eye, how awesome it was. So I thought the best option was to leave the business. It took me 4.5 years to get myself together. Every time I tried to come back, I would get sick again. And I felt so inadequate. And I remember going to my first meeting, and I sat down and I cried because I didn't feel that I belonged anymore. But then I had great members and great mentors like the amazing Mike Evans, who came and hovered over me, and he said to me, "Let me remind you of who you are. Let me remind you of the speeches you have given from the stage, the hope that you have offered other people, the example that you have shown. He said, you have spoke at this location and that location. And because I have been on an operating table so many times and under anesthesia so many times, my short-term memory was gone, so I didn't remember speaking. And so he just kept reminding me. And he kept saying, put it on speaker because I know you can't talk. But he just kept calling me and saying, let me remind you. I want to say to the leadership up front, I know sometimes it feels like our people are not watching. I know sometimes it feels like they're not listening. I know sometimes you feel like you give of yourself so much and they don't show you the respect you deserve. But I want you to know that the people are watching. And that you keep sowing into them, and you keep reminding them of how awesome they are. You keep reminding them that they can do all things through Christ who gives them strength. You keep reminding them that they deserve the riches of the land and the fullness thereof. You keep reminding them that they are the head and not the tail. Don't ever give up, leaders. We got to keep reminding folks that they deserve this, and they are worthy of it. And because of that reminder, I came back, guys. Man, I came back. My income went from $300,000 to a little under $100,000. And I came back. And I remember when I went to Invita Medical Center and I sat with the doctor, and I thought that the first thing they would talk to me about was the cancer. But the first thing that doctor said to me was, who do you need to forgive? Lisa, who do you need to forgive? Because I can put a protocol together for you. I can tell you some healthy decisions to make. But if you are holding grudges, if you are holding adversity in your heart, then you will not be healed, because that is a poison. So I want to say to you guys, do not leave this conference without forgiving who you need to forgive. Write a letter if you need to write the letter. You need to understand that Job was not healed until he prayed for his neighbor. You need to forgive who you need to forgive, because everybody you saw walk across the stage, I promise you the only reason they were able to accomplish that because there's something free in their mind. See, you got to personal develop unlike you ever personal developed before. I came back to the business. I went from 50 people showing up to 5. And somebody said, how did you feel starting over? I said, you don't start over. You continue what you started. See, I don't like this saying that I got to start over. I have to start over building it again as if you thought you really built it. You don't start over. You continue what you started. And I said, Lisa, it's in you. It runs through your veins. You get out there and you start telling people again how awesome this opportunity is. You start telling people again how great the concepts are. You start impacting lives, and you start telling them again because it's in you. Oh yeah, you got to start with these 5, but the word of God says when 2 or more touch and agree that great things can happen. So I'm just looking for one person to touch and agree with me. Can I get one person to touch and agree with me that this is the greatest opportunity bar none? Can I get one person to touch and agree with me that what we do for families is right 100% of the time? Can I get one person to touch and agree with me that you can build here and change your family history? All you need is one to touch and agree with you. And you lock arms with that individual, and you go back and you flat killed it. So I start going in the field again, guys, and I start telling them. Oh, the first appointment, I was a little nervous. But then, man, I started talking. And all of a sudden, it started flowing. Because when you're telling the truth, it will flow. And you don't have to remember everything that you said before because you was telling the truth the first time. You told the truth when you walked in, and it was still the truth when you left. I promise you, I am so daggone fired up. I don't want the person in the back of the room to think anybody on this stage is better than you. You deserve to be up here. You deserve a seat in the front row. We gotta go back home. We have been given a charge to take the licenses over 150,000. Do I have anybody in this room taking that personal? Do anybody take that personal? We have been given a charge, and I believe that if it's going to be done, it's going to be the women. If it's going to be done, it's going to be the women. Because no man can walk on this earth except he come through a woman. You are powerful. You are beyond great. You are beautiful. Stop waiting for somebody else to tell you. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you number one. Tell yourself you're $1 million earner. Tell yourself you deserve the front row. You are the solution. You are the solution. Let's go kick some butt and dominate this company. We got the power. See you guys at the top.
I take another fall, but I get back up. I take another breath and I feel that rush. I was never gonna let you keep me down. Gonna let you know who owns this town. I'll take the crown, I will reign. I'll show you just what it means to be on top of my game. I'll take the crown, I'll show you fear, you'll shed the tears, and in the end I will be standing as you fall to the ground. I'll take the crown.
Always remember, our unity means we are one Primerica.
I'm standing on the stage in Las Vegas, Nevada for the very first time in my very first Women in Primerica conference in a room full of fired up boss chicks who are getting ready to change their lives.
You're a woman warrior. And what do warriors do? Warriors fight. Who's ready to fight?
Resilience is the art of bending without breaking.
You pushed me around so carelessly. You placed your bet so foolishly. Yeah. You're gonna think the sky is falling down. It's gonna sound like thunder when you hit the ground. I'll take the crown, I will reign. I'll show you just what it means to be on top of my game. I'll take the crown, I'll show you fear, you'll shed the tears, and in the end I will be standing as you fall to the ground. I'll take the crown, I'll take the crown, I'll take the crown, take the crown.
You are powerful. You are beyond great. You are beautiful. Stop waiting for somebody else to tell you. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you number one. Tell yourself you're $1 million earner. Tell yourself you deserve the front row. You are the solution. You are the solution. Let's go kick some butt and dominate this company.